Hey everybody, it's Michelle Inglesano, co-author of Methylation Madness, Insight into the Biochemical and Personal Lives of Hypermethylators. I just want to let everybody know that when you are living with methylation issues, doing detoxes is not something that really has to be done. People are not understanding that methylation, though it's connected to detoxification, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, which I have major issues with each one of those phases, it doesn't mean that you need to detox your liver. What you need to do is get your methylation pathway working correctly or close to its optimum performance so you can detox. So many people that I speak to are having so many issues with methylation, so they start to detox because they're like, ooh, methylation, that has to do with detoxification. It does, but that doesn't mean that your liver has to detox. It means that you need to get your methylation pathway to work correctly. I'm just looking through some old medical records from my liver specialist, who was basically working hand in hand with Dr. Doolin in 2013 when I was sick with liver failure. And because we're using that for our lecture in Vegas in August, and it's just crazy because I don't remember a lot, but seeing that my AST or ALT, one of them, topped out at 1200 is crazy. I do remember that though. So at that point, my body needed to be detoxed because my bilirubin was so high, my liver wasn't functioning. But I went into liver failure because the sulfur shut off my methylation pathway, which is already damaged. So you guys have to understand that detoxing at that point was necessary because it was toxic. Unless you have toxicity to your liver, detoxing, because you have the MTHFR gene, which is about this much of the whole methylation pathway, and there are hundreds of MTHFR genes. I've said this so many times, but only if you have a toxic liver would somebody detox. Not because you have the MTHFR gene or you have a faulty methylation gene. If you have faulty methylation, COMT, SAMe, all the other methylation genes, which I'm not listing, but that's not when you detox. You need to get your methylation pathway to work correctly, or as correctly as it's possible. I always have like 40% functioning in my phase 1 and phase 2 liver, my phase 1 and phase 2 detox. When I was sick, I had like, I think doc said it was like 10% working. But just please understand that. Don't go detoxing. Don't use, what is it called, ginger and lemon, because unless you know if you're a hypermethylator or a hypomethylator, that ginger and that lemon and that citrus and that turmeric and all that stuff, that can do major damage to a hypermethylator, because those are all methionine sulfurs. That is my lunchtime chat. See you soon. Hope it helps. Bye.